Welcome back to Pace Immigration, talking with Marwa Badra from Pace Law Firm. Marwa, we get a lot of questions on the Facebook page about this NOC list, the NOC list, which has a list of occupations on it. What is that list and what does it do for people? What does it mean?
The list was announced in July 2011. And basically, it's the ministerial instructions for the new skilled worker program. In short, any person would like to apply under the skilled worker program must have 1 year of work experience in any of the occupations on the list. It's in the in-demand occupation list. And this list changes every 12 months. So we had the first ministerial instructions were announced back in November 2008, and then again in 2009, and the most recent list was announced in July 2011. And we expect the list to be changed again in July 2012.
So if people are on the list, does that mean they're automatically able to just apply and come to Canada and get a job in that occupation?
Not necessarily. The list means that the person is qualified to file an application under the skilled worker program, but that doesn't mean that the person can find a job in that particular occupation. It's up to the individual. A restaurant manager, for example, can come to Canada as a permanent resident, but then next day he finds a job as a salesperson in a telecommunication company, and he can do that. So it doesn't mean a doctor can come and work as a doctor immediately.
What about people that aren't on the list? Let's say there's someone who's a nuclear physicist, which sounds like a really great job, a highfalutin person, and they look on the list, but there are no physicists on there. Are they stuck? Do they have to wait till they're on the list, or what can they do?
Well, they can either wait for the following list to be announced, or they can seek and arrange employment, or AEO. And what does that mean? That the person has to find an employer in Canada who can offer him a job or offer him a position, because there's a big difference here and people sometimes confuse two things.
I'm confused already.
Yeah, I know. It's very confusing and I get that question all the time.
Yeah.
So to have an arranged employment doesn't mean that the person can work in Canada. It means that there is an employer in Canada who is willing to offer him a position when his application is approved.
So if someone's not on the list and they're not sure, basically what it comes down to is they should contact someone like you to make sure that they're going to do this thing right, because the AEO thing sounds a little more complicated than people think it is.
It is a very complex process, actually. So the first step to do is to try to find an employer. And usually, from my experience, usually only relatives or close friends can actually go through the process and help a family member abroad.
Okay. And people can contact you how?
Either by email or on Facebook as usual, or phone, or my direct phone line.
Look down here. I'll put the email address. You can get in touch with Marwa.
And I think we also, sorry Sean, but I think also we should put the link for the new list, because the cap has changed and people should be aware what's still on and what's not.
You're making me do extra work now. I have to edit those.
I like doing that.
Here's the link right here that you can go to check out the list on the CIC site, and also Marwa at pacelawfirm.com if you'd like to get a hold of Marwa. And facebook.com/CanImmigration is the way to get a hold of us there. And we'll talk to you next time. Thanks, Marwa.
Thanks.
Bye.